Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly intuitive bundle tarot reading. And also welcome to Mermaid Love Tarot. If you are returning, I am happy that you are here. If this is your first time, I am grateful. So guys, this reading that I'm going to be doing is because we are having a moon on July 10th. It's a moon in Capricorn. So what this means that is, this is a time for regeneration, renewal. This is a moon that illuminates your fifth house. That means responsibility and commitments, showing us what is out of balance, where we may be overly invested in others or taking on energy that is, we shouldn't be taking on. All right. So it's definitely a time for goals, setting goals, recuperating from past things and things like that. All right. So I just wanted to read it straight out of, my research so that you have the exact correct information. All right, guys. So we're going to get started. I'm going to pull out. I hope that you guys are doing well. So because of this buck moon, that's what it's called, I am using 3 different tarot decks because whenever the moon situation happens, I always take out my moon cards. I don't want to put that over there yet because that's kind of blowing my cards. All right. And then we're going to take our affirmation card that I like to leave you with at the end of the reading. Also, just I have some updates. I am incorporating a new feature at the end of the reading, which I'm going to be pulling out 3 yes or no cards, and then you pick from option 1, 2, or 3, and depending on the question that you have on your mind, it'll be answered there. So that's what that's about. So I already shuffled the cards, but I just wanted to give it one more. And also, you guys, if you are, I always say, that the proof is in the pudding with my readings. I strongly believe in my gifts. If you have seen my videos, you'll see how synchronized and confirmed my messages are, no matter what deck I use to confirm. The messages are always in sync. Also, if you want a personal reading, just check the information on the description box. It doesn't take me long to get those out to you, just 1 to 2 business days. They're inexpensive, and I use everything. I use feature cards, oracle cards, initials, everything. Like, you get your money's worth. Also, if you have your placements in other signs, like your sun and moon, check that out, because it always wraps up a reading. Like, if you see you see your general reading, then you check your other placements. It's so much more makes sense. You trust me, this is real. All right, so what we have is confidence is your key to success. So this is a new moon in Leo that you're getting. So we'll just leave that there and see how it all ties in, or not. But for the most part, I haven't had that problem, even when I read for people in person. All right. It says here, last quarter, what is holding you back? Could it be confidence? I hope it's not that you have to build on your confidence, but it is your key to success, so you can't hold back if you're trying to accomplish something, Taurus. Shoot, I said that will cover that. All right. All right, what do we have, Spirit, for Taurus? I'm trying to get this readings to you early, because like that you'll have it before the moon, just because we're having a moon situation. What do we have, Spirit, for the sign of Taurus? Please show me our first 3 cards. All right, so we have the King of Wands. So if you guys, it's in the reverse. So right now, maybe that's why the confidence is your success, because you haven't been having that. It's like you've been lacking energy, you've been like a little ruthless, like not controlling yourself on certain things, doing whatever you want. I'm not saying don't do whatever you want, but like you haven't been doing things cautiously, so yeah. So that might have to do with this whole thing of confidence, but let's keep digging and see what we have. Because in the upright, you know, he's about doing things and making moves. All right. Then we have the lovers. So you might be connecting with somebody, having to make also choices, like, you know, probably two choices, because the lovers is two, or maybe more choices than that. You also have to begin to start opening up. That has a lot to do with your confidence, particularly when it comes to like connections and relationships, because you've been like closed off. That's what's going on with the King of Wands, like not having energy. This was in your recent past, so you might be starting to come out of that. And then you have the Sun. So it's almost like you're going to have that energy all over again. Everything is going to start coming back to you, and you are going to gain that confidence, that freedom. You're going to start to feel like optimistic. You're going to have that vitality. And then when you do that, you know, that's when success comes in, right? So it's almost like this energy. Also, somebody in your family, take it as it resonates, might be pregnant. And somebody from the past might be returning as well. Or you might be forgiving somebody from the past. And it doesn't have to be, you know, somebody that you were dating or married to or whatever. No, it can be anybody. And then you have the Nine of Swords. So you go from having no energy to having a lot of energy. And what Spirit is basically telling you is be careful with being too impulsive. Yes, focus. Yes, be blunt, be witty. You know, speak, because this is a lot about also, you know, clarity. But sometimes the Knight can be a little bit immature. You know, he's either sometimes coming, he doesn't know if he's coming or going sometimes, and therefore he's impulsive. You know what I mean? So it's almost like before he really thinks things through, he just acts. So yes, that's a good thing, but be mindful as, you know, to how that applies in your reading. Or because only you know your own situation, right? You might be needing to like take a time out because you have the Lovers. So when you have choices, you can just jump into something. You really gotta see, you know, what's going on. Like, what are your options? Research, ask questions. All right, so then you have, outside of tarot, you have a waning moon, gaining wisdom. So the timing, might be something maybe that you were manifesting, or, you know, something that you've been asking for. So the timing is 3 to 4 weeks. You see what it says in this card? Reevaluate your plans, new perspectives, have patience, decrease. Just what I was saying. It just ties everything up what I just said. So reevaluate your plans, think things through, right? Yes, you're gonna have new perspectives, but have patience and decrease that impulsivity that you might, you know, fall yourself into. So that's clear. Thank you, my guys. You see, the proof is in the pudding. If you guys don't subscribe, it's like you're really missing out. Really missing out. Just remember, you guys, when we subscribe, when we give, because subscribing is a way of helping. When you help somebody, God helps you. Trust me. Yeah, so you're going to be, this is the reason why you need to be mindful of your impulsivity. Because you're going to be working with people, right? You're going to be collaborating. You have the 3 of Coins. Being active. And when you collaborate with people, you have to be able to listen, and you have to be able to speak in a way for people to listen, right? Because you're not the only one managing the whole situation. You have a team. And this is about being a team player, collaborating, holding back when you need to hold back, and saying things when you need to say. Just being cautious, right? Being diplomatic as well. Being mindful of other people's feelings. I love it when Spirit gives me such clear messages. Keep telling you guys, confirmed and clear. 2, oh yikes, that's I'm just gonna take the top. And give me one more, please. And then we'll just see from there. Vet, Spirit. All right, I'm just gonna take the last one. All right, let me make sure. Okay, so we have, you know, basically celebrations, right? This is telling you be ready for opportunity. You're going to come to a place where you have stability as long as you know how to play your card right? So this is about coming together with other people, your community, right? Trying to, what is it? Welcome your milestones, right? But you're gonna get to a place where you're stable. But it's right under the Ace of Swords. I don't read the cards in order, but just, take it however it resonates. Yeah, because if you don't do things the way that you should, there's gonna be heartbreak. There's gonna be a lot of heartbreak. Heartbreak comes from anything. It comes from work. It comes from love. It comes from anything. It even comes from the way that people speak to you. Even the simplest things can hurt somebody, right? So you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're going to be hurting because you make the right decision. You said too much or you said too little or you were nasty or whatever the case, right? So look at things from a different perspective, all right? Before you open your mouth, before you speak to your team about something, this might be, it doesn't even have to be work. It could be that you're planning something with your family, right? That's your team. That's collaboration. So, so just wait to speak things through, just recalibrate. The message is strong for you to not burst out things without, I'm just going to take one more just because, because a lot of the time, people burst things out because they just had too much. You see, it's like you guys have been like through the ringer, bearing too much, carrying on too much, other people's problems, other people's things, but there's always a different way to do something, right? Carrying people's burdens, responsibilities, and that causes blockages and stress and frustration. But you can cause your blockages, right? By saying things that you shouldn't be saying. And at the bottom of the deck, you get eventually what you want as long as you're careful, right? As long as you're careful. So everything, turns out well if you, have compassion, trust, and have optimism and be open-minded. Because it's under the Hangman. So it's like you've been gaining perspective, right? So because of that perspective and by you planning and knowing what you're going to do without rushing in too quickly and, just speaking your mind, but because remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's the reason why you get to where you need to get. All right, let's look at career. I'm going to take 2 from this deck and then 1 from the other deck. And I take 3, and it's because there's so many of you. So I just want to make sure I, send out as many messages as I can. Remember that tarot, can somehow tie into when I do love and when I do career. So you just take it as it resonates. But the whole theme of the reading here is having to have confidence, right? Maybe you guys feel like, I'm not confident because I don't know how to go about having a conversation. I'm not good at negotiating. I'm not good at, sometimes we're too used to doing things on our own that we don't know how to work with a team. That could be the problem. That could be why you can't speak. You know what I mean? I'm just going to take it from the top because Spirit is not wanting to spit out. All right, adventure. You make exciting work moves that could take you outdoors or on a trip. You will need to climb steadily to reach your financial goals. So you guys might have work that involves, you always being like outdoors, or you might be taking a trip that requires you to maybe go to another country. Like say, for example, if you work for Verizon, they're probably sending you to another country, to another place to like speak to the workers there and do a presentation on something. So that might be the case. And it says, make it work. You have all the tools you need to succeed, but you have to put in the effort. You excel at working with your hands and fixing problems. All right, you guys? So that might be something that maybe you guys work with your hands, whatever. You're a mechanic. You're a carpenter. You're one of those things, right? And you're good at it. So you might consider like, going off on your own and not working for anybody else. This is the other deck of career. And it says career transition. Navigate career transition smoothly. Identify your transferable skills. Update your resume and network to explore new opportunities, right? So that might be also why the 3 of coins is there. You may be networking with other people, right? And right now you're kind of like going through a reassessment of what else do I like to do? What else can I do? How else can I make money? Right? And that's why probably you're gonna have your wish fulfillment eventually with what you wanna do. It might have been too that in your job that you were in, you were doing too much, right? And that's why you have, doing things a different way with this 10 of Wands, right? Doing things in a more practical way so that you don't feel burnt out. Yikes. All right. So it says sweet harmony. Let go and allow abundance to flow into your life effortlessly. I release expectations. Oh no, how did this card get here? I'm like, wait a minute. This looks like the affirmation cards. All right, you guys, we'll take it anyways. But this does not belong here. That's so funny. Okay, I'm like, I know how my cards look. All right, you guys. So take it as it resonates. You know, I release expectations is something that you could be, well, since that was not the card I was expecting, let's do this again. Let's see what else wants to come out. I don't know how that is even possible for those cards to get mixed up like that. They're so far apart. And guys, if you need me to pray for you, because a lot of us have been through a lot, please put an emoji in the comments, maybe the little prayer emoji, comment on whatever the reading resonates. Please let me know. I've been getting a lot of comments, and believe it or not, after, you know, being in a rut myself because of the passing of my nephew and finalizing a divorce, it's been like, you know, a lot on me. And so it really keeps my mind busy. It says, stay present. That's where life happens. So if something has hurt you, has bothered you, is bothering you from the past, just stay present. I know it's hard, but try your best. Focus, you know, on the things that you have, not on what you live with, an attitude of gratitude. I went to Chick-fil-A today, and on the way driving back, just like 30 minutes ago, I was thinking about that. You know, every time, like, I start to think about my nephew and I start to cry, I just right away start crying. When it comes to, you know, the regrets that I have of wasting my time with somebody who was trash, you know, it's just crazy. Reaching, you are trying to connect, but love eludes you. Stepping out of your comfort zone will help. Something came out again about stepping out of your comfort zone. So this is the second time it's being clarified, all right? Or I may have said something that the cards were signifying too much comfort. All right, guys, so just try to do things differently, like what I was telling you with the 10 of Wands, all right? Get out of your comfort zone. Not just do things differently, but do different things, right? Do things that excite you. Do things that have fun. Have fun. Go out and celebrate. You saw how the 4 of Wands is out for you. So you guys may be celebrating. Maybe you have a Cancer friend, and you guys are going out and celebrate, because Cancer and Taurus are really good match. It says irreplaceable. The way you love can never be matched. Alrighty, guys. So it looks like somebody is beginning to appreciate you now. Could this be somebody that you broke up with? Spirit gonna have one more. Just want to know. This might be somebody who's coming in with the Lovers. Reveal. I want to tell you the truth. Wow. So whoever doesn't want to lose you, or take it however it resonates, there's somebody that wants to tell you the truth. I'm going to take one more. Can I have one more, Spirit, to clarify what it is you're trying to tell us? All right. So you made somebody realize their flaws, and with doing that, they now, you know, want to tell you the truth, and they're realizing that you're irreplaceable. So they want to be able to tell you the truth because they don't want to be messing up, and they don't want to get caught. They'd rather tell you the truth than get caught. You know, so they're looking into their shadow side. All right, guys. That's why I keep pulling because I want clarifications. All right, what are we doing, universe? Isn't that amazing when people can walk away and realize, you know, your worth? But sometimes you do have to call people out. It's like they saw the light and realize she's irreplaceable, he's irreplaceable. I'm just gonna come out, tell the truth, and not, you know, come with nonsense. Come correct, in other words. Spirit, can I just please have one? All right, I'm just going to take It says, focus on what is important to you. Don't give your time or energy to your worries, as this would only amplify them. Focus on what matters to you the most. With every thought, you are creating your future. Right? Because we're always thinking how we can do things better, how we can do things differently. But again, with this 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, you gotta start doing things differently, where things are more practical. 1144, the number 11 might be significant. The number 44, 11 weeks, 11 days, 11 hours. 4 and 4 is 8, 1 and 1 is 2. Divine intervention, prosperity, big ventures, fated events, faith, purpose, higher calling. Love or other happiness lurks just around the corner. It will be something much better than in your wildest dreams. A rare opportunity, an exciting encounter with like-minded people will exceed your expectations. So those people that you're going to be collaborating with, you're going to be like, whoa, this is a good move, because they're going to exceed your expectations. You know, you were probably feeling like, I'd rather, do this by myself, thinking that people might mess up, maybe thinking that these people aren't competent, but they are. So you're going to really be shocked, and you're going to want to work with them. Don't fall to the floor. All right. Whale, communication. This clarifies what I was telling you guys. You are encouraged to communicate clearly from your heart. Bridge any gaps that are keeping you from connecting deeper with loved ones. It is important to speak your truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power, right? Everything I told you. Be careful with the things that you say. Be mindful of people's feelings, right? Be a little bit vulnerable. Use your power humbly. Use your power humbly. Everything I've been telling you. Alrighty, what am I gonna do now? Alright, so we're gonna check these and then we'll do the yes and no questions. It says for first quarter moon in Aquarius, trust the universe. So just have trust. Somewhere else, trust came out. And then it says guardian armor, create healthy boundaries and guard against doubt and fear. I hold my sacred space. So if you guys have been feeling fear, of the outcome or whatever, because with you not having confidence and trying to build your confidence comes a little bit of fear, right? Fear of the outcome, fear of, we don't know, so just don't have fear. That's basically what they're trying to tell you. All right, you guys, let's do the yes or no. So option 1, option 2, and option 3. All right, so just hold your question and we are going to reveal these. So if you chose option number 1, it says no, shady deals, dark road, moonlighting to get by. So the answer is no. If you chose option number 2, the answer is no. It says no heavy energy, blocked, weighed down by worry. All right, you guys, there you have it. I don't know what question it is you're asking. And then if you chose option number 3, it says no, making a final effort, falling away, withering. So you have 3 solid no's. That might be a good thing, judging from what it is, saying. All right, you guys, it has been a pleasure to read for you again. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember that God gives you when you give. It's just a simple help, right? We live by the law of the golden rule. We do unto others as we will want them to do unto you. If you had a YouTube channel, you will want that help and that little support. It doesn't cost anything. And, I can speak for myself, but I know that all the tarot readers are working very hard. Some of us are coming from work, doing these readings from you, hoping that the same way that we help you, you help us. All right, guys, take care. One love.